Hello, myself Dr. Vijay Chandra Jedla welcomes you to today's session on cloud computing. Today I am going to discuss related to the AWS compute. As part of cloud computing sessions, today I am going to discuss related to the compute services. Myself, Dr. Vijay Chandra Jedla, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence, School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence, SR University. As part of cloud computing course, Unit 2, Core Enabling Technologies, the lesson related to the compute I am going to discuss right now. Compute is a web service where it offers you different other services which provides you service related to the major virtual machine service related to the virtual machines. Compute provides virtual machine servers in the cloud. The provision servers, it will provide the servers within the minutes. It can automatically scale up or scale down as per the requirement. It even enables you to pay only for what you use. These are the major characteristics or advantages of EC2 Instance, that is part of AWS compute service. AWS services offers many compute services. Among them, we are going to discuss briefly related to the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, that is EC2, which provides you the resizable virtual machine. As part of the compute service, we have which provides the instances, containers, serverless objects, edge and hybrid, as well as cost and capacity management. These all different subparts of the compute service. Amazon Web Services, that is AWS, offers many compute services. Here is a brief summary where we are going to discuss each services that AWS compute service offers. Among them, the first service, which is the foremost service, is Amazon EC2. That means Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, which provides resizable virtual machine. Next comes to the Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling, which supports application availability by allowing you to define different conditions that will automatically launch or terminate EC2 instances. Then comes to the concept which is known as Amazon Elastic Container Registry, that is Amazon ECR, which is used to store and retrieve Docker images. So EC2, that is Amazon Elastic Container Registry, ECR, is used for providing the Docker images. Then comes to the Amazon Elastic Container Service, that is ECS, which will provide the container orchestration service that support the Docker. So these all are the different services among the AWS. Next, VMware Cloud on the AWS, which enables you to provide high cloud without custom hardware. So among the compute services, there are many different types of services which Amazon Compute will offer. Then comes to the Amazon EC2 pricing models. When we discuss related to the pricing models or overview of Amazon EC2 pricing models, there are three different types of pricing models which will appear. The first one is the purchase model, next is capacity reserve model, next is dedicated models. Amazon EC2 provides the following purchasing strategies to help you optimize your costs which are based on your needs. First is the purchase model, which emphasizes on providing big saving through different use cases. Among different use cases, this purchase model is used. Then capacity reserve models, which emphasizes on providing reserved instances to guarantee that you have them when you need them. Then comes to dedicated models, which emphasizes is on providing dedicated hardware that will help you to meet compliance and regulation requirements. Then comes to the EC2, different categorizations of the cloud compute services. The services are EC2, AWS Lambda, ECS, EKS, Elastic Container Service, Elastic Kubernetes Service, Elastic Amazon, AWS Fargate, Amazon ECR, Elastic Container Registry, then AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So these all are the different services which are part of compute service. Now let us discuss related to the EC2. The key concept of the EC2 is an infrastructure as a service, that is IaaS. It is considered as an virtual machine. The basic concept of EC2 is based on the virtual machine. It is an instance based virtual machine. So EC2 will provide us the instances. Instances are nothing but a small part of the cloud. It has the provision of virtual machines that you manage, which you choose. The bill will come for the virtual machines which you choose, that is instances which you are using. Then comes to the ease of use, that means how far it can be used. It is familiar to the concept of many IT professionals, that is basic need of the any project is one instance. On instance only you can keep the storage or the database. Through the instance only you can connect the virtual private cloud to storage or database. Next comes to the AWS Lambda, which is considered as an serverless computing function based on low cost. It will take the characteristics with high deployment models and it will run on the schedule which we triggered by the events. Next, Amazon ECS, that is container based service. It is also an instance based services. All these, Amazon ECS, Amazon EKS, Amazon Fargate, Amazon ECR, these all are the instance based services which spin up and run job more quickly. That means as per the request of the user it will provide the services very quickly. AWS Fargate will reduce the administrative overhead. It is a best option related to the problems arise with the administrative side. Then comes to the AWS Elastic Beanstalk. It is a platform based service, that is PaaS, whereas Amazon EC2 is an infrastructure as a service, IaaS. It is based on the Elastic Beanstalk is based on web applications. Here EC2 is based on virtual machines. Then comes to the characteristics, the different characteristics. Here we are going to use, or we are going to focus on the code that is building your application. You can easily enter into the other services related to the domain name system. Then comes to the fast and easy to get started is the Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. So once we are going to revise the concept with the Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2 is the Elastic Compute Cloud. AWS services will offer many computing services. Among them, which is the most important, which is most frequently used virtual machine with the name of the instance is Amazon EC2. Then comes to the Amazon EC2 auto scaling, which supports the applications availability by allowing you to define the conditions that are automatically launch or terminate EC2 instances. Then comes to the next concept, that is Amazon Elastic Container Registry, which provides you the Docker images. Then Amazon Elastic Container Service, which containers or orchestration service that supports the Docker. This ECS will support the Docker, and some Docker images are provided by ECR. Then comes to the web cloud, virtualware cloud, VMware cloud, virtual machine related cloud. It is generally used for the hybrid cloud for the custom hardware. Then AWS Beanstalk, which will provide you the services that run and manage web applications. When you come to the serverless application, the most commonly used serverless application is AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda is a serverless compute solution where you are going to pay only the compute time that you use. So these all are related to the general concept of the AWS categorizations of the compute services. So as part of the lecture, I am discussing related to the compute service. Among compute service, the different services are Amazon EC2, which is based on the virtual machines and instance based. Then comes to the AWS Lambda, which is a function based, and it is a serverless computing which will of the low cost. Then comes to Amazon ECS, that is ECS, that is Amazon Elastic Container Service. Then Amazon EKS, that is Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service. AWS Fargate, then Amazon ECR, Amazon Container Registry. All these are the container based computing services with the help of the instances these are going to run. Whereas Amazon Fargate, AWS Fargate reduces the administrative overhead, but it will use you to opt for the control conditions. Then comes to the AWS Elastic Beanstalk, which is based on the platform based service, and it will run with the web applications. So overall, these are the different concepts which we are discussing right now. Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 provides the virtual machines where these machines can host some kind of applications such as databases, storage applications, or any such applications can be hosted on a particular instance. Here EC2 has different servers when we compare with the traditional on-premises servers. EC2 will do so many works that on-premises different servers will do. It provides secure EC2, that is Elastic Compute Cloud, provides secure resizable compute capacity in the cloud. EC2 instances can support a variety of workloads that common users for EC2 instance to include, but not limited to, these different servers. EC2 instance work as an application server. It can work as an web server. It can work as an database server. It can work as an game server. It can work as an email server or mail server, file server, media server, catalog server, and proxy servers. So these are the different servers where traditional IT on premises we have to use to accomplish the task where single EC2 instance can do. Next concept comes to the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, which provides the virtual machines which are called as instances, that is EC2 instances, Elastic Compute Cloud instances in the particular cloud. We are going to have full control on the guest operating systems such as Unix, Linux, Windows, which will be on EC2 instances. You can launch instances of any size into availability zones from anywhere in the world. No restriction of a particular system, no restriction of on-premises doing work. You can work from anywhere all over the world. We can launch instances, that is from Amazon machine images, where you can launch instances with very few clicks and a little line of code, and your virtual machines are ready within the minutes. You can even control the traffic, and even you can create some security with the help of security keys, security groups, and other provisions for the instances. Let us check the architecture, how the EC2 instance lifecycle exists. Here you can observe this is about rebooting. Starts with the AMI, Amazon machine image, which will provide a launch for an EC2 instance. Once it will be in a pending state, there will be three states. One is red, where it is totally in a closed shutdown state or terminated state, and yellow, where it is in a pending state, and green, it is in active. So here the instances can be in pending state, running state, shutting down state, or terminated state. Shutting down state and terminated state are of terminate group, where you can stop or hibernate the running instance, and an instance can be kept in a pause or stop, and then we can terminate it. So here what you observed in this particular life cycle diagram is, here you see an instance. That arrow mark shows the actions that an instance takes, and the boxes shows the state of the particular instance that will enter after that particular action. An instance can be of the following states, that is pending. The pending state is when an instance is at first launched by the AMI. When you start a stopped instance, it will enter into the pending stage. When the instance is booted and deployed to the host computer, the instance type that you specified at launch will determine the hardware of the host computer of your instance. So this is all about the instance related to the pending. Then comes to the next option known as running, and other option is rebooting. So let's discuss about the running. When the instance is fully booted and ready, it exits the pending state and enters into the running state. That means it will exit from the pending state and it will enter into the running state. You can connect to the instance through internet, where you should have the credentials of login. Once you log in, once you activate the instance from the pending state to running state, you can use the particular instance where you can load operating system on it, that is either a Linux, Unix, Red Hat Linux, Amazon Linux, Windows, Ubuntu and many more. Next comes to the rebooting. Rebooting is an Amazon Web Service provision. When you recommend the reboot option of the instance, the Amazon ECI console will close and it will restart itself. You can use the rebooting option through Amazon EC2 console, or you can write a small code with CLI, or you can use SDKs. This will invoke you to reboot the Amazon instance. Even for the sake of maintenance, or when the physical host is not in a proper state, or you have to rechange the public DNS name or public IP address, you can reboot the system. Then comes to the shutting down. Once your work is completed, as the EC2 instance work background, if it doesn't shut down or doesn't terminate or delete, your bill will be continued. The meter of billing will be continued. So here the process is shutting down. At this particular stage, it is in intermediary stage for the running as well as termination. When from the state of running it is going to the termination, this state will occur, that is, this state is an intermediary state between running and terminated. Next comes to the terminated. A terminated instance remains visible in the Amazon EC2 console while the virtual machine is deleted from the particular state. Then comes to the from the running to the stopping, then it goes for the termination process. So these all are the contents which are part of the AWS Amazon lifecycle. So it is the background process where the instance will be given with the AMI Amazon machine image. When it launch, then it goes to a stage which is called as pending, and from this stage you can go to the running stage, then you can go to the shutdown stage, and final stage is terminated. There are three different stages. One is running, stopping and stopped. Once it is stopped, it will come to the stage of the terminated. It is after stopping, then you have to go for terminated. It means you are going to delete the instance. No further storage in the EC2 related that particular instance. Next concept is regarding to the AWS runtime compute choices. that is different choices where you can use for the runtime based on your different use cases, different requirements you are going to use. The general purpose for the sake of the virtual machine, you are going to use Amazon EC2, and for the sake of the containers, you are going to use Amazon Elastic Container Service, that is ECS, and for the sake of Kubernetes, you can use Amazon EKS, that is Amazon Kubernetes Service. Then for the sake of the virtual private service as VPS, you can use Amazon Lightsail. As a platform as a service, you can use Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. For the sake of the serverless computing services, we have two different serverless computing services, that is Amazon Lambda and AWS Lambda and AWS Fargate. Once again, we discuss in depth related to these concepts, that is related to the EC2. EC2 is Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, which provides you the virtual machines where you can host the same kind of applications, any applications on this instance, whereas for a traditional on-premises server we need different types of servers for different applications. Such as email, you need an email server. For a file, you need file server. For the database, you need database server. For the storage, you need storage server. So different servers are required previously, but right now by using EC2, all these services can be accumulated. Then comes to the Amazon Elastic Container Service and Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service, Amazon Elastic Fargate and Amazon Elastic Container Registry. This all comes under the container based service. Among them, which we generally used is the Amazon Elastic Container Service, that is ECS, and Elastic Kubernetes Service, EKS. As part of Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, today now we are going to discuss related to Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud Virtual Overview. Here I am going to discuss related to the Elastic Compute Cloud instance and how it is essential to be as a virtual machine which runs on physical host server within Amazon data centers. The virtualization of Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud is multi-level isolated EC2 instances to run on the same physical hardware. As the cloud is divided into different parts of small tiny parts of instances, and the service compute will provide us to use these particular instances, we are going to use this particular Amazon EC2 instance as part of AWS compute. Next comes to the different components which we are using here on the particular architectural diagram. In this particular architectural diagram, the key components which we are using are Amazon EC2 instance, virtual CPUs, RAMs, instance storage, host server. So here EC2 instance, that is the virtual machine which you can run in the AWS cloud. Virtual CPUs, the processing units which are allocated from the host physical CPUs. Then come to RAM, that is memory, which is virtualized memory resources assigned to the instance. Then comes to the instance store, where it is temporarily physically attached storage which is directly on the host server. Then comes to the host server. The host server is a physical hardware having a physical hardware which is managed by AWS that runs multiple instances. So host server will run multiple instances, whereas it is underlaid by the physical hardware that is managed, which is considered as a host server. Then instance storage, it is a temporary physical space which is storage attached with the directly to the host server. The RAM is the memory, virtual memory, which is assigned to the instance. Then CPUs or the processing units which are allocated to the host physical CPUs. Then EC2 instance, which is the virtual machine where you can run the AWS cloud environment. So these are the major key components which we find as part of the architecture. Then comes to storage and networking. The different components which are used for AWS storage are S3, that is simple storage service. Even elastic block storage EBS also can be used. Amazon EBS, elastic block storage, is the persistent network attached storage of EC2 instance, whereas S3, which is the simple storage service, is a scalable object storage which often used by backups or static content. Then comes to the EBS-Optimized instances, that is instances which are configured for high throughput, low latency connections to the EBS. Then comes to the networking, which is for the virtual network interfaces that are connected your instance to other AWS services and the internet. So here the major components are networking, elastic block storage, that is EBS, Amazon elastic block storage. Then comes to the Amazon S3, that is simple storage service. Then EBS optimized instances. So these are the major components related to the storage as well as networking. Then comes to the connectivity. The connectivity is related to the internet, Amazon EC2 networking, then Amazon services integration. These are the three different concepts which are connected to the connectivity, that is internet, which provides the public access to your instance via elastic IP or public DNS. Then comes to Amazon EC2 networking, which includes the private subnets, public subnets and virtual private clouds. Then AWS service integration, which is part of EC2 that integrates seamlessly with S3 bucket. Then elastic block storage and other AWS services. Then let us discuss the different steps for provisioning this particular concept. The different steps we have, that is step 1, step 2, step 3. When we consider this as a Amazon EC2 virtualization concepts, so here you can understand that the Amazon EC2 virtualization, the EC2 resources instances are used, whereas these instances are connected to the CPUs, memories as well as storage devices, which are totally connected through the internet. And the other steps which are involved, the step 1 is choosing an AMI, that is Amazon Machine Image. So you can select different AMI, that is you can select pre-configured image of Linux, or you can select the Windows or custom AMI through that contains the operating system, where it is optional related to the pre-installed software. Then you can select or configure the virtual private cloud, that is VPC. Choose the VPC where your EC2 instance will reside along with the subnet. That subnet may be public or private. Then create or select the security group, which defines inbound and outbound firewall rules to control the network access of the instance. So EC2 virtualization related, we have 3 steps. At step 1, we are going to accept the EC2 instance, which is on the hypervisor, where directly connected to the different minute CPUs, RAMs, as well as storages. So at step 1, it will accept the instance, where on this instance you can place any operating system such as Linux or Windows operating system, and this EC2 is connected through network, majorly through virtual private cloud VPC, where you are going to have the security, where the network connection is associated with security groups, security keys. Then through internet, the EC2 will be connected to the storage such as Amazon simple storage service, that is Amazon S3, or Amazon elastic block storage, that is Amazon EBS. So Amazon EC2 virtualization consists of 3 different steps. That is, the first step is related to the EC2 instances, hypervisor, CPUs, memories and storage, which will all from the host server, and this is connected with the network through virtual private cloud, where it will have the security through security groups and security keys, and this will be connected through the internet, that is instances which are in the host server will be connected through network with the simple storage service, the storages such as simple storage service, elastic block storage. This elastic block storage even directly connected to the different blocks of the host server. So this is all about the architectural diagram of the EC2 virtualization. After this, the next we are going to discuss related to the EC2 use cases. The EC2 instances are majorly advantage of having a complete control on computing resources. It is the major concept of cloud, where the EC2 instance which you need have the following steps, that is, it will have the complete control, it has the optional of optimizing your computing costs, on-demand instances, reserved instances and spot instances can be optimized, all these can be used. Then based on the having the plans, you can save the amount, you can apply on the for the workload. EC2 instance majorly use cases related to the application server, database server, host server. Then apply this related to the any server which it's required, but majorly it is connected with the web server, application server, database server, media server and other different servers, where all these servers can be accumulated with one EC2 instance. On EC2 instance you can load any of these services of the different servers. It has the ability to run the type of workload such as simple websites, enterprise applications, generative artificial intelligence related applications. Now, related to the steps for provisioning EC2 instance, that is how an elastic compute cloud will be used in general. There are different steps that are involved here, where the EC2 instance will be connected through virtual private cloud, that is networking, and then it is connected to the storage, that is elastic block storage. In this particular architectural diagram, in this example, we may use elastic block storage, but generally simple storage service is used. Let's discuss in depth related to the steps involved in provisioning of an EC2 instance. First, Amazon machine image. Number one, it is Amazon machine image which you have to choose. The Amazon machine image, it may be a Linux, it may be an Amazon Linux, it may be Windows, it may be Unix, it may be Ubuntu, it may be CentOS. Any operating system you can choose as an Amazon machine image, where this operating system has an option to be as a pre-installment on EC2 instance. By choosing this operating system, you can install this operating system on the elastic compute cloud. As the second step, it is related to the configuration of virtual private cloud, that is VPC. So here you are going to configure with the VPC with the help of subnet, that it may be a private subnet or it may be a public subnet. Then comes to the security groups. Number 3 is the security groups. You can select the security group or you can create a security group where you have to define inbound and outbound firewall rules to control the network access to the instance. So here till now what we discussed is Amazon machine image, that is AMI, that is the first step. Then comes to the second step is the virtual private cloud. Then third step is the it is about the security groups. Then comes to the instance launch. Once you use the choice of instance type, then you can launch the configuration where you are going to select the CPU, memory and network performance. CPU and memory, that is related to the T3.micro or M5 large. As a free tier, we will suggest T2.micro. Then comes to the fifth step, that is attach Amazon EBS. You can configure the root volume and optional and additional EBS volumes for persistent storage where you are going to store. It comes under the attach Amazon EBS volumes. Then comes to the assign an IAM rule, that is optional, but you can assign an IAM rule. That is the sixth step, where you can grant the permissions to the instance to interact with the AWS services, example S3, DynamoDB. The rules can be provided through this step. Next come to the step 7, where you are going to select the key pair. You can select the key pair which is already existing by default, that is the oak key, or you can generate a key pair for SSH Linux or RDB Windows access to the instance. Then comes to the add user data, that is the optional, which you provide the startup scripts to run during the first boot, where it is about the software installation, configuration commands. Next comes to the review and launch. It will verify all settings and launch the instance. The AWS, that Amazon Web Service, will provide you the virtual machine on this particular physical host. So till now we discussed related to the architectural structure of the EC2 instance. So here the steps for provisioning an EC2 instance is step 1, AMI, Amazon machine image. Then it will come to the first step is the Amazon machine image. Then it come to the virtual private cloud. Then it is about the security group. Then EC2 instance. So Amazon machine image will be connected to the EC2, that is the instance, and then it will select the key pairs for the sake of the security. Then fourth step, it is connect with the virtual private cloud. Then at fifth step, it will be in contact related to the security with the security groups. Then at next step, that is sixth step, we are going to connect with the elastic block storage, Amazon elastic block storage. Then seventh step, it is related to the IAM rules, IAM rules. So here there are the two different types of users. One is the root user, another is the IAM user. Based on the IAM rules, we are going to connect with the user data. So this is all about the architectural diagram of the AWS. Next comes to the AWS EC2 purchase models. So here the purchase models of EC2 are majorly four. One is on demand, another is the reserved, then comes to the saving plans, then Amazon EC2 spot. So here Amazon EC2 purchase model consists of the on demand, that is related to the how much capacity you are going to use for 1 year by 1 second or by 1 minute. So the long term commitments will be provided by the cheaper courses. So here e-commerce use cases are related to the workloads, and enter experimental workloads are the common factors related to the on demand. Then comes to the reserved instances, purchasing of EC2 reserved instances, which is related to 1 year or 3 months, 3 years commitment related to the receiving of the discount prices. Then committed workloads will be provided by this use case, where steady state workloads and committed workloads we will get through the reserved instances. And then comes to the saving plans, where you will get the big amount of discounts through the saving plans, where the instances are flexible in exchange of 1 hour or based on the hour commitment, where it is recommended for the Amazon EC2 workloads. This will provide the flexibility for committed usage. Then comes to the EC2 spot. You can get this on spot, where the EC2 on spot purchase model will spare a substantial saving of on-demand instances prices. Comparing to on-demand, it will give more savings. Where the fault tolerance workloads are used, it is flexible workload as well as the stateless workload. Then comes to the final topic of this particular session, that is regarding the cost optimization guideline. Here you can observe cost optimization of EC2 instance, which combines the purchase option. The scale is given, number of instances as an example based on the time. The scale which is using the spot instances for fault tolerance, flexible, stateless workloads. Then comes to the on-demand instances for new or stateful workloads. Then comes to the reserved instances or saving plans for known steady state workloads. These are all considered as the Amazon EC2 cost optimization guidelines. By this, I am concluding this session related to the compute as part of the series of cloud computing. Thank you. Thank you one and all. Hope you all understand well. Please like, share and subscribe.